seeing those on paper. All right, not on paper yet, so I'm just gonna bracket the four corners and see if I can't see where it's hitting. It went under the target, but almost dead center. Yeah, it's definitely low. Nothing. Damn, this thing is quiet though. Ooh, forgot that. Did you guys see Hootie Hoo's video recently? He got very lucky. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. He had a rifle he was playing with, blew up in his face. He was not injured, but the rifle's toast. All right, so I couldn't get on paper from 100. So I walked up, split the difference, went to 50, saw it hit in the dirt, came up, almost a full rotation, and I'm on paper at 50. So let's go ahead and see what I'm doing at 100. My guess is it's still gonna be a tad low, but I should be on paper. Yeah, it looks like I'm an inch and a half low. All right, so I'm gonna, if you haven't seen my video on this, this is the Stable Table Light. Love it, it's very portable. This is the Lead Sled DFT2, I think. Yeah, DFT2. I'm gonna take the me out of this. A 1:8 scope is not the best for getting good groups at 100 yards. So let's get this guy cleaned off. Georgia humidity. Normally I'd probably take the glasses off, but after seeing Adam's video, damn it. All right, I think we're on. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, so that's that last group that I just shot. Two of them are touching the center dot there, threw one just a half-inch high right, and my other groups were right in here on the previous set. Got one up here and one in the wood back there when I was trying to come up. I finally got on paper. That was my first one on paper. All right. So we are unloaded, safe, and let's talk about this thing. So I'm gonna start from tip to butt because that's how she likes it. On the end out there, I have an Aero Precision Lahar 30, all right? It's a pretty short can. It works incredibly well on subs. I haven't done a whole lot of super shooting on it yet, so I can't really speak to that. So you put a 308 through there or something a little bit hotter. That shorter can, I'll be curious to see how it suppresses. But on subs, man, it's literally louder hitting the wood backer down there than the sound leaving this gun. So pretty impressive. There is a Magpul bipod on the front. On the top here, the Right-On, oh, sorry, we've been shooting 1 to 10. Right-On 1 to 10 by 24. Great reticle inside of here. Really, really fine dot and able to, you know, get a lot of visual on the target down there. The dot and the crosshairs don't get in your way. The glass is super clear. I've shot a lot of Right-On optics. In fact, if memory serves, I was using a Right-On 1 to 18 or 1 to 24 when I shot 1,400 yards at Gunsight Academy. I've got it in a set of Wheeler rings, and these are the rings that have the little built-in level on them. If you don't know why you need a level, I'm gonna put a card right up here on the screen to where I shot a golf ball at 1,000 yards. And at that distance, if you are not perfectly level, your shot can be 12, 18, 24 inches off pretty easily, all right? We were shooting 6.5 Creedmoor, and you really gotta check that bubble level. All right, the little pad that I have on the back here. So I took some goon tape and I put some on the handle, I put some on the foregrip. That's mostly just aesthetic, but I did goon tape down a cheek riser here. I believe this is the 1/2 inch one, and I got this on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description below where you can go find it. The cheek weld on this I found was just a little bit low for me, all right? So I put a 1/2 inch on here and it's been perfect ever since. I would have liked to see a little more rise in the back of the actual stock here, but quick fix with a, you know, $4 piece, not a big deal. All right, let's talk about the trigger on this thing for a second. Again, just confirm we are unloaded. The trigger is freaking fantastic. I haven't done this yet. I'm gonna guess this is a 3-pound trigger. Let's see. Safety. 2 pounds, 12.8 ounces. So I was almost right on the money. And it's got a 16.5-inch barrel. This version is designed for suppressed shooting. All right, so shorter barrel, gives you a little bit lower profile, a little bit easier to maneuver through the woods, a little bit easier to put on your back and not be sticking up so high if you're actually doing some hiking or some stalking. If you've been following my channel, I divested from 300 Blackout. I sold all my 300 stuff, probably over, the last one I sold about a year, maybe a year and a half ago at this point. And it was the SIG MCX cane brake, the Rattler cane brake. I loved the aura of that gun. Like, I loved the way the gun looked. I loved the way the gun felt, but it was not very accurate and incredibly gassy. Like, no matter which setting you had the gas port on, the gas block on, it just blasted you in the face with gas to the point where you'd literally have tears coming out of your eyes. Now, CVA is new to me, all right? I've seen, in fact, if we go all the way back to my Hootie Hoo story at the beginning, Hootie Hoo's been using these for a long time. Now, he's primarily been in the powder game, all right, the black powder rifles. But when they came out with a bolt action, I was looking at the different calibers and I said 300 Blackout suppressed subsonic would probably be really fun. And I wanted to do this review with some really good ammo. So we're doing the Hornady Black 208 grain with the AMAX bullet. Big thank you to Ammunition Depot for sponsoring this video. If you're not familiar with them, they have deals all the time. If you follow me on Twitter, in fact, a lot of the deals that I post on Twitter are because I'm part of their email list, and they post some really solid deals on ammo, incredibly good prices. So I'm not actually sure if I can link to them without our communist friends at YouTube taking this video down or giving me a strike. So it's Ammunition Depot. Do your due diligence and you can find them. All right, so there's a lot of gear in this video, from the table to the lead sled to the scope to the suppressor, the bipod, all of the stuff that I've shown you here. I'm gonna put a link to my website in the description below, and from there I'll link out a parts list to all of this stuff. All right, so if you're interested in finding something that I'm showing you here today, link in the description below. And that's it, guys. If you weren't familiar with CVA, and especially if you weren't familiar with the Cascade, the SR suppressor ready version, there you go. That is the full review of it. Again, parts link in the description below. Go check them out. If you like this video, do me a favor, consider giving it a like, consider subscribing to the channel. Got lots more great content to come. I appreciate your time watching, and I'll see you in the next one.